Hey guys, what's up? Today we are doing a gray coverage using Matrix. I'm using 2N, and we are also going to be doing a silk press on this beautiful client of mine. So when I first start my colors, I like to do the perimeter of the hair first, and then I like to go in. I also like to put and exaggerate the color all the way on the forehead so I can get those stubborn grays that are around the edge, because if I go to the bowl and I rinse it out and I see that there is a gray hair left, my clients know that I will put color back on there and let them sit. So I'd rather get it done the first time the right way. That little pad that I had that I was wiping her forehead and around the nape of her neck, those are absolutely great. They are used for removing color. Salon Centrics has them, and they are color removers, and they take whatever color completely off, so you don't have your clients walking around with a whole bunch of color around the edges. I also like to go down using my blow dryer, and I like to go kind of slow so I can get all the hair dry. And I like to also go in sections, especially for someone who has as much hair as she does. I like to use Mizani. I like to use their Miracle Milk for my heat protectant, as well as I use Mizani's Thermasmooth system, which consists of a shampoo, two shampoos, a clarifying one, and a regular shampoo, as well as the Thermasmooth conditioner. And I feel like I've never had an issue with any of my clients' hair reverting back to what it needs to be after a shampoo. I like to use really small sections. Most of the time, I actually go in a diagonal, like straightening, parting type situation. But for today, I just use real thin slices of hair or sections of hair. Her hair is a finer texture, but at the same time, she has a lot of strands. So I want to make sure that all the strands are evenly straight. And I also do the comb chase method, where I chase my flat iron with my comb. To me, it just gets all the hair straight and allows me to not go through with so many passes on the hair. As you can see though, she has a really nice shine already. Like, she has a nice shine to her hair. Her hair is pretty much healthy. She does have, a little bit of split ends, so we will get to that in a second. I also leave my edges alone until the end. I go back through with my hot comb just around the perimeter. I feel like the back of the hot comb does a lot more than the flat iron when it comes to around the edges. When I speak to my clients, I engage with them, and I genuinely engage with them, but I like to ask them what they do, their activities, what they plan on doing, especially with someone who's getting a silk press, because you want them to kind of make sure that they don't mess up the hairstyle or know how to take care of it. This mom in particular, she is going to a basketball game the following day, and I was like, girl, you better not sweat out a dime of sweat. And she was like, I know, girl, I'm gonna be walking on that basketball court. But at least she getting her steps in and being athletic, so a much appreciation goes to you, my love. For those who are stylists, we know that we are our clients, our therapist a little bit, or whatever the case may be, and that's always cool. Always keep in mind to take your flat irons and take your time, your hot combs, or whatever you're doing. Just take your time and enjoy the process. Try not to rush, right? So now we're getting into the trim, y'all. The almost grand finale. After a trim, I will go over again. Y'all, keep in mind, let me tell y'all something. When you trim your client's hair, y'all need to respect the length that they want. You shouldn't be just going in and slicing and dicing because that's where you want to cut their hair. I thoroughly go through with my clients of what I recommend them to do, what they want to do, and we come up with a plan together. Sometimes I can persuade them into doing what it is that I feel as though they should do, being as though I'm the cosmetologist, but ultimately I respect their decision and I stick with their decision of not wanting too much cut off. She has long hair and it needed to go up just a little bit more as far as the trim, but that's where we agreed upon, and that's what I'm going to do. No more, no less. She didn't want really any layers in here. So I just kind of just try to keep it at a 0 degree. I did bring it out a little bit because she agreed to it a little bit. However, once again, y'all, I can't stress enough, having a client that respects you as well as trusts you with their hair is way better than having somebody who just knows they're going to walk out looking good, but ultimately in the end not trust you. And when they find someone else that can do the same job or better, they're going to switch. And for me, I always love the respect and the trust that comes from a client because they become longevity clients, no matter if you go to a different state or if you stay in the same area. And look at that hair, even though it's weighty because it is a 0 degree haircut, which allows less movement. But her hair is just so light. It's so airy, but it's so pretty because it has a natural sheen to it. And she liked it in the end. But however, it was just a dope experience, just kind of just talking and shooting the breeze. And to me, it just seems like the time flies by because, yeah, we get some hair done. So after my first pass of going through the flat iron and then I trim the hair, I go back through just to kind of seal those ends. You just cut them. So I just kind of apply a little heat to it. And that's pretty much that, y'all. This is the end results. And I think it came out absolutely great. I did tell her, she might want to come in for a little more trimmy trim, but only when she feels comfortable and when she is ready. So what y'all think? Leave a comment in the comments. Thank you. Bye.